Hello, in this iteration, we want to add the ability for the user to enter the blue and alpha components in addition to the red and the green that they are already able to do. So here is our situation. We have 7 iterations and we completed 3, so we are now working ourselves through the 4th iteration. So let's think through the app development process. Even though it may annoy you a little bit, I want you, at least as a beginner, to discipline yourself to apply and follow the process in every step. What you are looking here to do is not just to finish a task, but to acquire some thinking approach and some processes to help you address any app development situation that you may encounter. So the first app development process, we have problem formulation, solution formulation, and solution implementation. In the problem formulation, we define the scope. I eliminated research here because we already did the research we need to do about the app itself or about the digital color or other learning we need to do. So the scope is to enable the user to enter all the components of the colors. We already have 2, so here we want to add another 2. In the testing, we want to make sure first that the test scenarios in all previous iterations are implemented. Then we need to add testing scenarios for the specific components we are adding in this iteration. So we'll set the red and the green to zeros, and then set the blue to 1, and see that we have blue color to 0, and see that we have a black color. You can move the green, blue, and red to play with different colors. For the alpha, if you set the alpha to 0, you're gonna get the background. If you set which will be white, since the color we're changing is laid on top of a view with a white background, so you become fully transparent, or you set it to 1, which is the full opaqueness. So solution formulation, we think of a model, a view, and a controller. So in the model, we need to add 2 additional values, one for blue and one for alpha. Both of them are decimal numbers between 0 and 1, so we will use the float type for both. Notice that the model here is managed at the function scope. I just want you to observe that the model in this case is what we call local to the function. The outlets are connected with a class scope because I want to be able to access it from everywhere. But the model here, compare that with the previous model from previous project, the today's code, where the model was saved in a file and then loaded into an array with a class scope. So the model can take different scope or different can have different scopes between class scope, function scope, can be saved outside the app scope in a file, and so on. The view need to change, so the original parts of the view remains unchanged. We just need to add 2 additional sliders, and of course we need, now you know it, we need to connect these 2 sliders as outlets, so I can retrieve the values, and I also need to connect them as actions so that when they change, the color can change as well. And in this case, since the function change color already existing, I will connect those sliders, the slider action to that function. The solution implementation are the specific steps we need to follow. And if you are working in a team, then you distribute responsibilities on that. So we need to add 2 slider components on the user interface, set up its different properties. We need to connect the function to the 2 sliders. And we need to connect the 2 sliders as an outlet. I did not enter that here, but I forgot. And it's no problem. Once you realize that you forgot something, you can add it. So I'll add here, connect the 2 sliders as outlets to the controller as outlets. so I can change the value. Iterative is not right or wrong. It is what you think you know, and as you get to it, feel free to change and to adjust like we did here. We realized we forgot something, then we add it. Then we modify the function to add instruction to retrieve the blue and the alpha values. Then modify the instruction that initializes the color object so that we can use the blue and the alpha values instead of a 0 and 1. Finally, run the app and test the different components, and that concludes iteration number 4.